The aging process and our strength as we age. Because like it or not, unless you're not human, we all have to bite this bullet. Surprisingly, it's not quite the same with static training. Now, dynamic, we know that if we're deadlifting 400 pounds, that's just not gonna happen at 80. Now, I'm not gonna hold you, we do have exceptions to the rule. As you can see in this video here, this guy's 89 years old and he deadlifted 405. And that is absolutely incredible. It's great to have exceptions to rules, but the majority still stands. Chances are probably not. So let's talk about the dynamic decline, the static strength decline, and how we can prevent that, how we can slow it down or altogether prevent and possibly even reverse the situation so that we can be young and strong and then later be old and strong. So we know that isometrics aren't new, but isometrics are one of the most effective forms of strength training for elderly people. Older people in general, because it's just easier on the joints, which is amazing because that in turn reduces the risk of getting hurt. There's absolutely no momentum in this style of training. So it makes it one of the safest forms of training because there's no unexpected, as I like to call BS, happenings, and we know that BS happenings end up resulting in injuries, like what you saw in the first 30 seconds of this video, believe it or not. The central nervous system is always auto-regulating its own force levels for our protection, and rightfully so, and that's a good thing. So here in this chart, we can see that our dynamic strength, which declines dramatically as we get older, 2.6 up to 4.1% per year from its peak. Isometric strength appears pretty stable, with strength at age 60 only being around 15% less than at its peak during the third decade of life. It's taken right here from the isometric manual. Highly recommend the read. In fact, decline in isometric strength as we age is so slow, even with no training, that with training, the decline can be reversed. Let's keep the good times going. Instead of being a drawback, research has shown that being older might actually be an advantage when it comes to excelling in isometric training. Here's why. Now, a Swedish study of iso strength and stamina pretty much found that age did nothing to decrease the endurance during static holds. Pretty much because older subjects are used to pain, which kind of sucks, but that just comes with getting older. We all got to take a bite of that sandwich. So younger people had the least amount of pain control. The oldest had the best amount. It was about 128 people aged from 17 all the way up to 70, which is amazing. The subject with the best isometric endurance, peep this, he was 69 years old. The best isometric endurance, he was 69 years old. So this was mentioned in the isometric manual, but I can tell you from experience, from what I've seen in the gym, meeting so many people over the years, when I used to work front desk at Planet Fitness, that I've heard this conversation, I've been in this conversation so many times already. Enjoy the lifts while it lasts, man, because when you get older, you give all that up. Yes, I get it. And I've actually mentioned that statement in a couple of videos already. I actually have a video on what if seniors use the ISO chain. If you haven't seen that series, what if X use the ISO chain, here's a link right there. Go ahead and check that out. It's going to be an ongoing series. It's super important for seniors to use it. And I understand. It's not like they were telling me that as a young 20-something and it was just going in one ear and out the other. No, being processed and stored in my files for later use. It's not like I wasn't listening to them because they have experience, and shame on me if I don't pay attention to what they're saying. But I guarantee that a lot of that comes from lack of knowledge. Not to say that they were stupid. That's not what I mean. What I mean is maybe if they had more information, maybe if they knew a little bit more about the benefits of static training, which is why a lot of older practitioners who still lift in the gym are doing less weights with more time under tension. That's not really a coincidence. It's they adapted to their environment. They adapted to their body, and this was the safest route that they found. By instinct, it totally makes sense, in my opinion. What I find really interesting though is that the isometric strength, our static strength, can actually be reversed by utilizing isometric protocols in our training. This is not to say that it's going to totally replace moving. Human beings were meant to move. We were meant to move, hunters and gatherers, thousands of years. That's a whole different video topic right there. We don't have to have our strength decline as we get older. It doesn't have to be, oh, well, you know, I had my fun, so now it's time to pack it up. No. That's just that style of training, and what we did 10 years ago just doesn't work anymore. It's time to adapt. It's time to evolve. It's time to switch it up and use what's most beneficial for our bodies at the moment. Static strength, and keeping our static strength is of utmost importance our entire life. I remember one of the biggest drills my personal trainer instructor said before we took the test, and it was involving seniors. He was like, what do senior citizens value the most when they sign up for a personal trainer? And the class was like, what is that? We were out in Philly when we took the test. Quality of life. They don't want to have to hold on to the freaking railing when they get their ass off the toilet. Nobody wants to do that. They don't want to do that. They don't want to have to use the ramp to get out of that. They don't want to do that. No one wants to do that. You feel me? They want to be moving around just as they were in their 20s and 30s. Even though our dynamic strength takes a dive, our static strength, we can reverse that. We still remain strong, while our dynamic counterparts, the ones that have done strictly dynamic pretty much their entire lives, as they're taking a nosedive, we're going up. You feel me? Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to drop a like, go ahead and comment. If you're not yet part of the squad, come hit that subscribe button, come join the squad with us. See you in the next one. Peace.